If someone says this to you, God needs a soul to live, what do you say to that statement? Well, that is the question that I'm pondering upon, but we'll start here. This person here, Nick Zahui, commented this: please study the Quran like this 17-year-old girl, and this is the link. So if I click on this link, I'll be given, or I'll be directed to this video over here. We will not cover this video on this video because this is 37 minutes. I don't have that time for now. But when I scroll down, I noticed that the same person actually make a comment here, which he makes some remarks that I find interesting, right? So this is where we are discussing. So he says here, the clearest evidence is what God says about Jesus, right? So he says what God says about Jesus is the clearest evidence, and then he cite Matthew 12:18, and then this is the statement: here is my servant whom I have chosen, the one I love, in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations. Okay, and then he makes some pointers to emphasize what this means. Firstly, my servant equal to God's servant equal to Jesus is God's servant. Jesus is God's servant. Right, so I'm not sure where this apostrophe is missing, but if you are saying Jesus is the servant of God, we are in full agreement with that. Muslim will say yes, absolutely. Jesus is a servant of God, just like any other prophet. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I have chosen, here, right, whom I have chosen, meaning God have chosen, equal to choose someone means he was not chosen before, he was not there before. Meaning what? Meaning that prior to that, Jesus was not chosen, because there's a point in time, perhaps, that God have chosen Jesus, right? And then thirdly, Jesus was given a soul as any other human to be alive, and God does need a soul to live! Exclamation mark. So this is what I asked before, right? The statement is interesting to me. God does need a soul to live. Okay, before that, Jesus was given a soul as any other human to be alive. So as Jesus is just like any other human. To live, there must be a soul, right? Again, we are in full agreement there. There's no problem. I'm agreeing. This is interesting though, right? What does it mean by God does need a soul to live? Because in Islam, we do not discuss God in this term. So this is quite alien to me. So does a Christian sees that God, without the soul, God will be not living or dead or something, not alive. So God does need a soul to live. But what does that actually mean? Right, God does need a soul to live. Okay, so that's basically the question that I have to my fellow Christian friends, that, you know, if you understand this statement, what does it mean actually? God does need a soul to live. That's the question for today. I hope you can share your view, your perspective, etc. Thank you for watching. See you next time.